morning to you ladies, my name is Jacksepticeye and welcome back to Would You Rather. It's been a hot minute since the last time I played some of this and I've had a real hankering lately. Walking down the street and somebody was like, "Hey Jack, why would you fucking play Would You Rather again?" And I was like, hey, it's not a bad idea actually, but Would You Rather is the game that asks us the really hard questions in life. You know, like peanut butter or jelly? Put those together. Chris Pratt, Ryan Reynolds. Put those together. You have yourself a good time. So, the first question I'm asked is, if you were stuck in the woods, would you rather have a tomahawk or a knife? Okay, even without the context of being in the woods, I am going to go for a tomahawk. Having a knife is fine. Having a knife is great. Most people in their lives have a knife lying around the house. There's bound to be a knife somewhere that can do damage. I even have a box cutter knife right next to me. I had to open up a box earlier and stab a bunch of people, but that's not the point right now. I would rather have a tomahawk. I'd rather have a tomahawk. Tom's cock. Yes, good choice, people. Why would you rather just have a knife? A knife is lame and boring. So what if you're stuck in the woods? Just get unstuck. Would you rather always drive under the speeding limit or always drive? This is fucking boring. Give me the good stuff. Huh? Here we go. Would you rather Skittles or M&Ms? Now, this is a hard one. Because Skittles are like, ooh, am I feeling fruity? But it's also like, am I also in the mood to have a bunch of sugar stuck in my teeth to make it feel like they're rotting out of my head? Or is it like, I'm in a chocolate mood. But then again, it's also like, well, I'll vomit if I eat too much chocolate today. You know, I'm gonna go with Skittles. I like Skittles more. Skittles are the best. Would you rather spend a year alone in a deep sea submarine or spend a year alone in a space station? Oh, that's a good one. Okay, am I guaranteed that I'm going to survive and live and come back down to Earth? Or come back up to Earth? I've never left Earth if I'm in the ocean, but let's face it, the ocean is a big old pile of no thank you, and it might as well be another world because we barely know anything about the deep dark depths of the ocean, the deep down. So, I would not do too well down in a submarine. Plus, this one I get to be in space. That one sounds awesome. I'd be up with the satellites. I'd have great phone connection. Or spend a year I know that's not how phones work. Stop fucking typing that comment. Being in a submarine under the water would feel a lot more claustrophobic, I think. Because not only is the ocean terrifying and I don't want to go in there. No, thank you. But being down there and looking out a window would be like, wow, I'm gonna die. And there's a bunch of things down there that might grab you and eat you and freak you out. But up in space, you just get to look at the magnificence of Earth. That would be so cool. I'd be orbiting Earth all the time. And I know that no creatures are gonna come out of nowhere. That I know of. Yes, good choice, people. 69. You know what that means? It's one less than 70. Would you rather have a high salary job you hate or have a low salary job you love? I think that, don't get me wrong, money's great. It helps buy all the food that I love and it keeps me warm and has running water in my house. It's great. But having a high salary for a job you hate would eventually get very awful. I think. I don't think any amount of money is going to make you change your mind about a job that you hate. I don't think anything's going to make it better. And if it's a high salary in a job, it usually means a lot of hours. It usually means a lot of responsibilities. So if it's a job you hate with a lot of responsibilities, there's probably a lot of stress as well that comes with that. But having a low salary job that you love, you could make up some money elsewhere. But you'd still have the job that you love. I think you'd be more fulfilled doing this one, so I'm going to pick that. Apparently people disagree with me. People just want money. Oh no. Would you rather be known for interrupting Taylor Swift or be known for smacking Rihanna? So basically, would you rather be Kanye West or Chris Brown? I'm gonna go with my with Yeezy on this one because well, I'm not the biggest fan of Taylor Swift, but I think Kanye's doing okay for himself. I think Kanye's fine. That is something that kind of lives on in infamy, but people are kind of like, that's kind of funny now when you look back on it. Still a bit of a douchebag thing to do at the time, but I don't want to be known as the guy who beat up Rihanna. Not only because That's just a fucking horrendous thing to do, and what he did was awful. And hearing, did you see the stuff that came out about it again afterwards? Like the full detailed description of what exactly he did? He didn't just beat up Rihanna, he almost killed her. So that's fucked up, but oh, no, thank you. As much as I love the color red, no, thank you. 430,000 people? Why? Is it just a meme that like, cause they get to hit Rihanna, Oh, come on, man. Also, 69 again. Should just call this episode 69 and nothing else. Okay, would you rather chop off your own arm or chop off a complete stranger's arm, but they come back to kill you in 30 years? What? Those aren't even nearly comparable things. So it's either chop off my own arm and then live with one arm for as whatever. Well, I could die immediately from chopping off my own arm. I think the shock and blood loss from chopping off my arm would probably get to me. Chop off a complete stranger's arm, but they come back. What if they die in the middle of me chopping off their arm? Chopping off an arm is not that easy. It's not just like, slice, okay, you're healed now. In 30 years to come back to kill me, I'd be 58 years old. I'm just gonna go with this one, whatever. They could come back to kill me in 30 years. They can fucking try, okay? I'm not so easily taken down, alright? I'm sneaky. I'm rambunctious. I'm lively, I'm spry, I can bounce all over the place. I'd Spider-Man their ass. Even at the age of 58. You know what I'd do? I would make sure that the person's arm that I'm chopping off is 60. So that when they come back to kill me in 30 years, I'll be 58, but they'll be 90. So they'll just be like, come back, I have to kill you. And I'd be like, go away, Gerald. It's over, you lost the arm. And they only have one arm to try and kill you with. Although, why do I think they're gonna stab me? They'll probably just shoot me from afar. I don't know, this one's funnier. Oh my god, who writes these? Would you rather be stabbed in the stomach 10 times or be shot in both kneecaps? See, this is coming back to the last one. This is determining how you're gonna die from the last question. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure being stabbed 10 times in the stomach is a surefire way of death. Being shot in both kneecaps would hurt like all mother of Jesus' testicles, but I don't know if it probably would kill you as well. I don't know. I've never been shot or stabbed. I don't really know I don't know the upper limits of the human body when it comes to this stuff, but this is a huge fear of mine. I mean, of course, being stabbed is a fear of most people, but it's like an irrational fear that I have. Like someone in the street swinging a knife around, that's like flea situation for me because, oh, it makes me feel so uncomfortable. Being shot does not freak me out as much as being stabbed. Being shot in the kneecaps, yeah, kinda. But the idea of being shot is like, okay, it's quick, it's done, it'll probably hurt like a motherfucker, but it's kind of over before you realize what happened. But being stabbed, that's something that you kind of have to live in the moment. If you're being stabbed in the stomach 10 times, that's kind of, oh gee. This one I'd probably pass out from the pain. This one. I don't want to be stabbed. I don't want to be stabbed, it's freaky, I don't like it, get it out of me, stop. Ooh. Would you rather never be able to compliment or never be able to complain? Oh, well, I don't complain that much anyway. I mean, not really. Sometimes I sound like I'm complaining, but it's more just for, like, shits and giggles more than anything. I don't legitimately complain about much. Unless I'm hungry, then I get very complainy. I like my food, I get cranky. Or never be able to compliment. I think I'd rather live in a world where I'm never able to complain rather than one where I'm never able to compliment. Although, yeah, why would I pick anything else? I was gonna say, well, am I allowed feel the frustration, but just not allowed complain about it? But then I'm like, why is that such a big deal? Would you rather be able to survive any injury or fall, or be able to pull out any Acme Corporation product out of your pocket? Acme Corporation, man, that brings me back to the Roadrunner days. Meep meep. Oh god, I think this one. I would just be able to be like in a plane, and then instead of parachuting down, I'd be able to superhero land. That's brilliant! I'd be a superhero if I had that. Any injury or fall. I like that you had to specify between, like, a fall would be an injury as well. Be able to survive any injury. I'd be able to go back to that question before. Chop off the dude's arm and be stabbed or shot, and it wouldn't matter. I'd be able to survive either. Although, you're able to survive them, but it didn't say you wouldn't be able to be harmed by them. So I could jump out of a plane and break every bone in my body, but I'd survive. But I'd still be all fucked up and my insides would be like popcorn. This one. I think that this would make me more of a superhero. Walking down the street, trip and smack my face. Haha! Take that, ground! I am impenetrable. Would you rather be president or a Pokemon trainer? Pokemon trainer. This one's too much responsibility. I don't want that one. I want to be the very best. Like no one ever was. Ooh, I like the start of this one. If you had superpowers from an unknown origin, let's face it, bitten by a spider, allow the government to experiment on you or not allow the government to experiment on you. That started off a lot better than it ended up. Would you rather live in a penthouse in the city or live in a mansion in the country? Both are very appealing for different reasons. Not because it's a penthouse. I don't care that it's a penthouse. I just care about living in a city right now more than living in the country. Because I grew up in a small town that was all country for the first 17, 18 years of my life. Thereabouts. Yeah. About that. So I'm kind of over the countryside of things, and right now I am all about YouTube. I am all about doing stuff. I am all about meeting the people, doing the stuff together, about having like good internet connections and having stuff all around me and conveniently all around me. So I would much rather live in the city, but I feel like I do love the aesthetic and the atmosphere of living, like the types of houses they are doesn't bother me. Whatever. I lived in a cabin in the woods. I don't need a mansion. But I like the idea of living somewhere really quaint in the country with the birds chirping and like imagine living in the country in a place that had really nice weather and like waking up every day was just so breathtaking all the time. That would be lovely. But I feel like for who I am right now, I have a lot of stuff that I want to do that involves meeting more people in the city. But when I'm older, maybe the countryside. Would you rather get $20 or get frequently complimented for one day? I want to get the compliments, man. That would be lovely. $20 is dope. I could buy a really sick meal for that, or go to the movies. But getting frequently complimented for a day, that'd be the best day ever. I'd feel so good by the end of it. And then I'd want to pass on the compliments to other people. That'd be lovely. Screw your $20. If you were blind, would you rather be able to hear perfectly with perfect precision, that's a type of sentence, or be able to see using a very painful eye corrective drop to be applied every hour? I think that I answered this one before. See, this one is being able to hear perfectly with perfect precision. And peas is dry pasta, but that would make me like Daredevil, almost. Kinda like a superhero. Like, be able to hear perfectly with perfect precision. That's a big difference between just being able to see again. Being able to see is marvelous, and I love being able to see, and I very highly value my eyesight, but to have a very painful eye drop every hour to be able to see again, I want this one, please. I want perfect precision hearing. I could just be sitting around here and be like, the mailman is coming. And then a week later he actually shows up. It's like, see? See how good I am at predicting because of my perfect hearing? What the fuck is this one? Have the ability to pull out of your pockets the exact change needed for any purchase. Interesting. Or have the ability to discreetly read minds. They do not go together whatsoever. One of these is magnitudes better than the other. Like, cool, I can pull out the exact change needed for any purchase. Ooh. But would that mean I go into a store, see like a Tesla or something and be like, oh, here you go. Here's the exact change. But then I'd need to pay that off on my taxes later on. Does that work for my taxes? See, this is the grown-up in me talking. This is the adult. What has become of me? What has happened to me? Two things I said I'd never talk about when I got older. The weather and taxes. Here I am. It's great out. I might as well hit them all at once. But I would love to be able to read minds. That'd be so cool. Just make me a superhero. Anytime there's any question that even remotely revolves around anything superhero related, I want that one. And the next question, immediately again, is a superhero based one. I think it's because Avengers is out, so there's a lot of repetitive types of questions going around right now. Leap tall buildings in a single bound, like Superman. Superman, yeah, sure, he has the ability to do that, but he doesn't leap over buildings in a single bound. That's not a inherent Superman thing to do. He just flies over it. You should have said like the Hulk, or be able to run as fast as the Flash. I would like to be able to run as fast as the Flash. See, if you said like the Hulk, then that's one thing or another, but that's only one superpower like that. Being able to run fast would be awesome. I would love that. Plus the Flash is amazing. I love the Flash. He's one of my favorite superheroes. And Dash from The Incredibles. Love him. He's super cool. Plus, I feel like if I was to have any sort of superpowers based on the personality I have, it would be very, like, speed related, wouldn't it? Because everything's just like, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Did you have coffee today? No. Kind of thing. I think that that's the kind of superhero I would be. That or Spider-Man. I just want to be Spider-Man anyway. Would you rather tell your most embarrassing secret to the 10 people it would matter to most? Okay, to the 10 people it would matter to most, like, relevant to whatever the embarrassing secret is, or relevant to me as my close personal friendships? Or eat 5,000 licorice jelly beans as fast as you can. Okay, I like licorice. It tastes good. It's fine. It's lovely. Plus, eating 5,000 of them as fast as I can? What if as fast as I can is in a year? I just eat like 10 jelly beans a day, and then that's as fast as I can actually eat that. Like, plus, I don't really have any super embarrassing secrets. I actually don't know if I have any embarrassing secrets. I'm very outright with who I am and what I've done and what's happened to me. So I think anything that's actually super embarrassing that's happened to me, I think even the people on this channel probably know my most embarrassing things. I don't know, I'm just gonna pick this one anyway. Just in case there's something I've locked away deep down in my mind that I forget about. Maybe I danced one time naked in the streets when I was drunk and forget it. Find a book about everything about the past. That sounds like weird English. Or find a book about everything about the future. Okay, this is already a thing, really. Encyclopedias, you know? I mean, it's not all collated into a single book, but technically that's like, we can learn a lot of stuff about the past. Alright, I want the future one. Give me the future book. I would look like Nostradamus. Nostrajackus. And I would be able to just sit down and go like, March 4th, 2020. It's gonna rain. And then it rains on that day and everyone's like, how did he know? I mean, sure, I can predict bigger things like, oh, the world's gonna end this day and everyone will be freaked out by it, but I like my other one better. So, future sight, please. Riding a hot air balloon, riding a hovercraft. Hovercraft, please. Not only are hovercrafts just the cooler mode of transportation and they're fucking awesome, but hot air balloon, no, thank you. Up in the air, blasting red hot fire into a balloon that could catch said fire and fall and die? No, thank you. Hovercraft? Hell yes! Just fly across water and be like, seems like it's about time to go to the movies, and then you just swerve over onto land, and then you just park in the freaking Cinemax, and you're just sitting down and be like, yeah, that's my ride over there. That's my dream. Let's cap it off on one of the hardest questions we have ever gotten on Would You Rather, shall we? Would you rather take a picture or have your picture taken? Are you okay? Are you all sitting down? I know that that was frightening. I know that that was scary, okay? But we made it through. We're gonna have to pick an answer for this, regardless of how hard this actually is. Take a picture or have your picture taken. Take a picture, have your... What if I take a picture of myself? What if I selfie? That counts as both. So it seems like most people would just rather take a picture. What a dumb fucking question. And that does it for this episode of Would You Rather? Hope you all learned something here today. We got some really hard questions that time. A lot of superhero related questions, so that makes me happy. I'm going to leave you with one. I'm going to want you to write down in the comments, down below, down there, see it somewhere down there. Hopefully they haven't disappeared. Hopefully YouTube haven't moved them since this video goes up. But in the comments down below, I want you to answer. I'm not going to ask if you would rather pineapple on pizza or regular pizza. What I'm going to ask is if you had to eat a pizza, would you rather eat one that has pineapple on it or one that has corn on it? That's the new debate. Because I talked about pineapple on pizza before and everyone's like, oh, yes or no. But then as soon as I mentioned corn on pizza, everyone lost their collective minds. So much so that when I tried to order that in America one time, they didn't even have it as an option. They thought that I was a freak. So I'm going to ask you right now, corn or pineapple? Which pizza would you prefer? Have at it. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, punch that like button in the face like a boss. And high fives all around. Well, thank you guys, and I will see all you dudes in the next video. Comment section is going to be a freaking war zone, isn't it? What have I done?